Welcome to Didedi's Crafty Corner. My name is Diane and I'm so glad you stopped by. Today I thought we'd play with a couple of Lawn Fawn stamps. I've chosen the Here For You Bear, which is a kind of a new die for me, and the Germ Free Bear. My idea here is to have a mommy and baby bear. So I'm using the Germ Free Bear as well as the dies, and I'm also using the Here For You Bear and the dies. I'm going to be using my Misty. I believe this is a Hero Arts Misty. I have quite a few of them. And Memento Tuxedo Black ink to stamp these out on. Memento Tuxedo Black ink is my chosen ink for copic coloring, and that's what I'm going to be doing today. So I'm going to go ahead and stamp these out. I'm going to use my little homemade stamp press for this. And I will actually be doubling this up and stamping it, but cutting it out only once, as you can see here. I do often save some cut pieces for another time. I've also pulled out a stencil. I am not sure where this stencil is from. I didn't look it up prior to filming this, but the ink that I'm using is the Hero Arts Unicorn White Pigment ink. And I'm using this to create, on my little turquoise piece of cardstock, some white clouds. And I am doing it really kind of heavy and then a little softer in spots because although I want the turquoise to be the main color of this card base, I did want there to be a softer white color. Now the thing to really realize about this particular ink is that it takes a long time to dry. So off screen, I will be taking my heat gun. Which one am I using? I believe it is the Tim Holtz heat gun. Not the same tool that I use for pigment powders, but this is just a heat tool. I believe that's what it's actually called, the heat tool. This little motion I'm doing now just gives some texture of clouds past my clouds, which just gives it a softer look. I've also chosen to use this color wheel today because I'm going to keep this card to 3 colors. The 3 colors I've chosen is the turquoise color, along with a little bit darker blue, the brown color, which is in the center of the goals, and the pink color, which is like a rose color. And these colors are all part of those colors that will go with this particular cardstock. I have gone ahead and colored my little bears in the E30 family. So E30, 31, 32, 33, 34, and 37. I use the bears, the lighter. I made my baby bear just a little bit lighter. And I'm using the R80 family, R82, R81, R83, R85. And then I pulled in the darkest one as well, to add a little more contrast. I've been trying to add a darker contrast to all my cards lately, but I have to tell you, I'm not a fan. So I think going forward from this video, I'm just going to keep it to my 3 colors. I like 2 numbers apart is good for me. I don't like a strong contrast is what I think. So I decided to do this little bear's rain jacket in these pink colors strictly because of the color wheel, and going a little bit different than the normal yellow or orange, coat. I just really wanted all the colors to go together quite well. I normally start off with my lightest color and then go to my darkest color. And again, like I said, at the end of this card, I feel like this dark color for this small little image probably was not the way to go. You'll also see up on the top right now, I'm kind of off camera for the coloring, you'll notice that. But on the top where the blue card is, you'll see a frame. That is the My Favorite Things rectangle frame. I use it quite a bit. I like to cause a scene on my card. Sometimes I put designer paper or one of our 6x6 color pad papers behind it, or as another layer behind my card even. But today I'm just going to use that frame alone. So I am going to be attaching the sentiment to the bottom of our panel. It's nice and dry now, so no worries of that ink coming off. And I'm going to be using VersaFine Onyx black ink to do this sentiment. I believe it's the Here For You sentiment from the Here From You Bear set. So I'm going to be doing that with the ink. Again, I'm using my handmade press tool. And then we can go ahead and attach this to the frame. Well, actually, I'm going to attach the frame to that is what I'm going to do. And this is just kind of showing you what it's going to look like. And now I've already done it. I have already added, or will be adding, tape to the back of this panel. And then it'll be going on an A2 size top folding card. So for the scene of my card, I'd wanted my bears to be, I had two ideas actually, and the first one I think I cut out of this video, but I decided to use two of the puddles. I was going to put the mama bear and the baby bear standing on the puddle, and I cut the arm on one side of the mama bear like she was resting it on the baby bear's shoulder. Now that was super cute, but in reality the baby bear took up pretty much the whole mama bear and the mama bear's face. So I decided against it, and we just went with them side by side. Then to build the scene, I also used two of the little water splashes. Now the water is, all the water elements on this card are a little darker blue, and they're B12, B14, and B16. So I added the mama bear on one of the puddles, the baby bear on the other puddle. Everything is popped up at this point. Everything will be popped up. And mama bear's got 1 foot on one puddle, the baby bear's got the foot on the other puddle. And I think that just, I think it sits good with the sentiment Here For You, because, I'm always there for them, So I got the little splash on one side of the little baby bear, and then I struggled for a hot minute, on where the splash should go on the baby bear. You will, on the mama bear side, I think I finally went down a little bit. You'll also notice the white ink on my hands. I did cut it out of this video, but I used that white gel pen to go around any place where I might have gone out of line with my markers. So that's why you see that on my hand. I am going to be putting my little rainbow up on top of our bears, not all the way up on the top of the card. I did toy with that idea as well, making it all the way on the top, coming out of a corner, but I wanted it to really be a focal point on the card. And I also had thought about adding that heart that I originally had on my desk, but decided against that as well, because I found something hidden in my stash. This is how I kept it white on white, so the white frame and the white background of the card, but still there's a little bit of edge going all the way around. And here are those gems. I have had these hearts for I cannot tell you how many years. And I found them in my stash, so I decided, and on camera it doesn't look like the exact color to that rain jacket, but in reality it is. And also the colors that are on our rainbow are the same colors that are in the card. So we've got the pink, the teal, and I don't remember the other color. And then I pulled out the Lawn Fawn glitter pen, is that what it's called? I've had it for a couple of years, never used it. This is the first time I've actually used it, and I think it's okay. I like it. I had my other pens out just in case I didn't like it, but it's it's like a felt tip, so it doesn't go on the same way. I might actually prefer a brush tip, but it did just fine. It was nice and shiny, and here's the final pictures. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, got a little inspiration, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye!